Welcome to We Hope in God channel. Today we're doing one of our deep dives into God's Word. Think of it like our quiet time reflection, just shared out loud. Our hope, really, is just that maybe this meditation becomes a small light for your own walk with Christ.
Yeah, exactly. We want to explore the love and grace of Jesus we find there.
And today we're focusing on something quite specific, what we choose to dwell on, what we think about.
hmm And there's a key ingredient Paul adds, something that totally reframes how we should think about virtue: humility.
Right. Okay, so let's get into it. The main source for our reflection today is Paul's letter to the Philippians, chapter 4 specifically.
That's right. And the core verse, the command really, is Philippians 4, verse 8. I'll read it from the NIV. Paul writes, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things."
Wow. Okay, the first thing that hits you is just the sheer number of things on that list.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. True, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy. It's like an exhaustive checklist for good thoughts. Not just think nice thoughts, but really specific qualities.
It really is. And that's why, understanding the context is so important here.
Yeah.
Why list all of those?
Okay, so what's the background?
Well, Paul's writing to believers in Philippi. And Philippi was a Roman colony, right? So it's steeped in that Greco-Roman culture.
Hmm.
And that culture already put a huge emphasis on virtue, on arete, which means excellence or moral virtue.
Ah, okay. So things like wisdom, justice, courage, self-control, those are already big deals in their world.
Absolutely. They were the respected ideals. People were already aiming for what they considered excellent or praiseworthy in a philosophical sense.
So if they already had this focus on virtue, why does Paul need to tell them to think about these things? It sounds a bit like he's just repeating what they already know.
Well, that's where the tension comes in. There's a really crucial point. Those classical virtues, while good in many ways, they help structure society, right?
Yeah.
They often had this built-in leaning towards personal pride, towards self-sufficiency. Think about Stoicism, for example. Immense inner strength, but sometimes at the cost of connection or even compassion.
Right, right. So the goal could easily become about my wisdom, my honor, how I measure up. It's about elevating the self.
Exactly. Virtue could become a path to personal glory, or maybe just feeling good about yourself compared to others. The focus was often internal achievement for external validation.
Okay, so the honor you get from others, or just feeling superior yourself. If you're only focused on being excellent, you might just end up building a pedestal for yourself.
You've hit it. That's the risk. So Paul isn't just giving them a familiar list. He's doing something quite radical here, almost rhetorically sneaky, you might say.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does he handle that tension, the need for excellence versus the danger of pride?
He adds one thing, gently, almost subtly slipped in there, but it changes everything. He frames this whole reflection with humility. Thinking about what's lovely, admirable, excellent, has to be done with a humble heart. Or, maybe better put, a heart aimed at serving others, not boosting your own status.
Wow. Okay, hang on. Humility. For the Romans, that wasn't always seen as a virtue, was it? Sometimes it was seen as, well, weakness, lowliness.
Precisely. They valued strength, honor, standing.
So by injecting humility into the pursuit of excellence, Paul's basically turning their value system upside down.
He really is. He's saying, yes, pursue excellence, think about these high ideals, but your motivation, the posture of your heart, that's what truly matters. It's not just the outward act, but the inward why.
So the command isn't just think about good things, but think about them in a certain way without letting it puff you up.
Exactly. Without humility, that amazing list, true, noble, excellent, it just becomes fuel for judgment, doesn't it? You start comparing your noble thoughts to how ignoble everyone else seems.
Yeah, I can see that. So this takes it beyond just personal mindset improvement. It connects it to something bigger.
Right. Think about our world today. All the focus on personal achievement, hustle culture, self-branding. It's kind of our modern array, isn't it?
It really is.
Paul's saying, look beyond yourself. All these virtues, true, noble, lovely kirka, they need to be channeled through Christ-centered thinking, which always, always considers others.
Okay, so it's linking internal thought life directly to external impact.
And if you zoom out, this connects directly to that bigger mission Paul talks about, being light and salt in the world.
Ah, right. Light illuminates, salt preserves. Both are actions that affect the environment, not just the self.
You can't be effective light or salt if your main goal is just polishing your own inner shine,
Got it. Okay, so let's make this really practical. How does adding humility actually change how we apply this list? If we're told to focus on what's noble, how does humility stop that from becoming self-righteousness?
Great question. Let's take true. Focusing on the true without humility might mean wanting to have all the facts, just so you can win arguments or show how right you are.
Okay, yeah. Point scoring.
But with humility, focusing on the true might mean being willing to listen, admitting where you might be wrong or incomplete, and sharing truth to build understanding, not to dominate.
That's a big difference. What about, say, admirable? The default is wanting to be admired, right? Seeking praise or recognition.
Exactly. But humility flips the script. Focusing on the admirable with humility becomes about actively looking for and celebrating the admirable qualities in other people.
Oh, I like that. So you're pointing the spotlight away from yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're making the effort to notice and praise the good you see around you. It takes conscious effort.
So it's this combination then, effort and humility.
That's the key takeaway, I think. We are called to strive, to put in the effort, to really engage with what's good and true and lovely, and actively reject the negative noise. But at the same time, we have to constantly be adding that dose of humility, checking our motives. Is this about serving, or is this about me?
It's like the difference between trying to be the best versus trying to do the best for others. You can still aim high, pursue excellence.
Absolutely. Paul wants us to pursue excellence.
But the second it becomes about proving your own worth or status, you've kind of lost that humble anchor Paul was providing. You're back in that Greco-Roman pride trap he was warning against.
Well said. And the natural outcome, the fruit of keeping that humble focus while thinking on good things, it's genuine grace flowing outwards. When our minds are filled with the excellent and praiseworthy, but for the sake of others, it just naturally spills out in simple, real ways.
Like bringing encouragement or light to people around you.
Yeah, not to get noticed, but just because their needs, the community's needs, start to actually matter more to you than your own reputation.
Okay, so pulling this together, what Paul's commanding isn't just think positive thoughts. It's a specific kind of reflection on the good, the excellent, the praiseworthy. But it only really works. It only becomes Christian virtue when it's anchored in humility. Otherwise, we just drift back towards self-congratulation.
That's the core of it. Without that humility anchor, even focusing on good things can paradoxically lead us to pride. Which leads to a really important question, I think, for you listening to take away, maybe chew on.
Okay.
Given that we humans seem naturally wired to seek excellence and praise, and that often leads to pride, how can you consciously structure your own reflections, your own thinking, even your daily actions, to make sure that the focus stays locked on carrying Christ's humility and love outwards to others, rather than just, polishing your own halo?
That's a powerful thought to end on. How do we actively keep humility front and center? Well, we hope this reflection, this little meditation, might serve as a small light for your walk with Christ today.
In a world that lifts up pride, chasing honor side by side, wisdom, courage, strength they claim, seeking glory, wealth, and fame. But a greater voice I hear, calling me to walk sincere, not just noble, pure, and bright, but with